Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, our Kings. We're here. Billy Nelson, look, I know we might not have long, but look, we've got to talk about this. What a fight. We saw the whole event the first time round, the atmosphere, the drama, everything that unfolded. This could not get any bigger for a fight this side. A world title on the line, 20,000 fans potentially. How excited are you for Lewis to get this opportunity? Well, both of them to get the opportunity.
Well, Lewis certainly the opportunity through Paddy's continual fouling. As Paddy should be very thankful for getting this opportunity, because under no circumstances, in my opinion, should a boxer go for number 6 to number 3 after a loss. But it is what it is, and we're fighting him on the 13th. There was a reason why Lewis performed so poorly, because I can assure you that was a magnificent camp he had, and 10 days before the fight in his last spar he was looking sensational. But something happened the day of the fight. Not something happened, he got something, and it severely affected his performance, which simply wasn't good enough for that level. And Paddy took full advantage of it, which we would have done likewise.
This time round then, is it just a case of maybe doing the same thing but making sure, I don't know, you wrap him up in cotton wool, I suppose, but you can't, can you? You know, things like that, I suppose, what you're talking about, that happens.
People don't realise that when you're cutting weight, your immune system becomes weaker, and you pick up everything, potentially, you know, all the viruses, and your system's not as strong as it is when you're fully hydrated, shall we say. And you know, look, you and I, we're a wee bit chunky, we've got more of an immune system. So what happened. Can't be. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. If it doesn't happen again, 1,000,000% you'll see a much better Lewis Crocker, and I fully expect Lewis to beat him.
I remember the sort of narrative around the first fight was everyone was talking about Lewis's power and Paddy's boxing ability, and I've just said to sort of both, I think it sort of takes away from the fact they both do the other things quite well as well. Lewis has obviously got they both got an opportunity on a big stage. The fact that this is for a world title though, how much more sweeter is that, the fact that no matter who felt aggrieved and this, that and the third from that first fight, it's for something much bigger.
Again, I reiterate, I don't see how Paddy can feel aggrieved, because he headbutted him 10 times. The referee warned him 4 times. He got 2 points took off. The elbow was just... Do you remember the elbow? That's inexcusable. And he also threw 2 punches after the bell. Not 1, but 2.
Is this, I don't want to say is it a concern, because I'm sure it'll be highlighted beforehand, yourselves, trainers, when they speak to the referee. Is this something you're just going to have to hammer home on the night, saying, look, you saw what happened the first fight, that can't happen again, kind of thing? Because, like I said, we're in this position now. Well,
we had a strong referee in the first fight. I hope we've got an equally strong referee in the second fight, because he was a dirty fighter. That's the bottom line. As well as he boxed, he was a dirty fighter. And I told him he boxed well in the ring. Unbeknown to me, though, that this incident happened with Crocker, and I didn't take that into account.
When did you find out about whatever went wrong with us? I don't want to go into his personal stuff, because he's clearly not wanted to make excuses about it, so we're not doing that. But when did it sort of come to light to you that we may not see the best of him tonight because of whatever's happened?
No, it didn't. It was after the fight, aye.
How hard is that for you as a trainer? Because you know yourself, like you just said there, he was sparring great, and you get him in the ring. And look, sometimes the lights can get too bright for fighters, but he's always seemingly showed up. So
he's boxed all around the world. I mean, you're talking about a boxer and a puncher. Lewis can do both. Lewis had 110 amateur fights and lost a handful. So you can't rely on that power at all times. You've got to be a very, very good boxer to win those contests at the amateur level. Listen, Lewis is an excellent boxer, and we just hope there's no better way to redeem yourself by winning the rematch, and by whatever manner, and winning a world title.
I think the aftermath, it was more a case of people were speaking about maybe the weight has got to Lewis. When you look at him in the ring, he's a big boy, and you look and go, that next weight class might just suit you down to a T. Is it getting harder for him at this stage? And this isn't me making excuses. Is it getting harder for him to hit this weight?
Listen, see, if you make the weight easy, you're at the wrong weight. I'm sure it's the same for Paddy Donovan, but there's one thing for sure: when he moves up to 154, he's going to be a wrecking ball up there.
Let me just ask a sort of side pivot from this, Martin Bakoli. When can we expect him back out, the big man? I see him everywhere at the minute. Whether he's wearing bowler hats, he just appears on my social media feed. Where are we at with Martin Bakoli?
Well, I've had no contact from Boxxer in 10 weeks now, which is very concerning. There's not been any returns of phone calls for Ben Shalom. Bitterly disappointed with that, but hopefully he'll pick up the phone shortly and we can start discussing the next fight.
Did you manage to, well, I know you will have done, Usyk Dubois, just give me a reaction to that. Any surprises to what happened, or what did you think?
I called it. Foolishly people thought Daniel was going to learn more from the first fight than Usyk. Usyk's a master boxer. He learned much more for the first fight than Daniel did. Listen, there's no shame in Daniel Dubois losing to Oleksandr Usyk. He's a master boxer. Just much better than you. I
know you obviously have a heavyweight charge, but when you look at someone like Usyk, does he now sit on the top echelon with all the greats for what he's achieved?
Of course he does. I'd still love him to fight Martin. Yeah. Martin was very confident he beats him.
Obviously Joseph Parker's next in line for him. The run that Joe was on, obviously, I know him and Martin fought. Martin came in for playing off hours' notice, which is it's insane. No matter what happens, you've got to commend him for that. But that appears that maybe the fight's next. Depending on what Usyk does in the belts, and he's earned the right to do what he wants, let's be honest. What chance do you give Joe in that fight?
He'll not beat Usyk. No, he won't beat Usyk. No. I hope Usyk gives up the belt and Joe can fight somebody else for it. I actually hope Usyk gives up a few of the belts and they get fragmented. See, there's talk that he's fighting Tyson Fury, so why not just fight Tyson Fury with no belts? It's still a big fight.
Does it have as much credence, the fact that there isn't a belt on the line for a fight that big?
Aye, it does, aye. Yeah. Of course, but for these two guys, aye.
Do you think Tyson could overturn his fortunes in another fight? Obviously, he had first fight. I think for a large part of the fight, everything was seemingly ticking the boxes. He caught Usyk with a number of beautiful shots, but then Usyk obviously turned it around. Obviously, you may have said different. Look, first fight, I thought it was a good performance up until a point.
First fight was closer than the second one.
Yeah.
But he can nearly get knocked out in the first fight. In fact,
after that point,
anywhere else in the world, the referee would have probably stopped that fight.
You give him a chance if they do a trilogy.
Oh, he's a magnificent fighter, Tyson. Magnificent fighter. I fancied him to beat him. Yeah. It just shows you how good Usyk is. Tyson's the best boxer I've seen live in a gym.
Yeah. What makes him so special?
Everything. His intelligence, his movement, his defence, the reach he's got. He's just an excellent fighter. Well, so it just shows you how good Usyk is.
Well, look, let's catch up soon. Wish you all the best for this. It's going to be an incredible fight week, and appreciate you jumping on as always.
You're welcome. Thank you.